So, both Apple and Google want to make it easier for store visitors to find exactly what they're looking for. Over the years, the stores have introduced new ways for people to consume content on their platforms and to discover new apps and games they might like. Apple calls browse traffic, and Google calls explore traffic. Unlike organic search traffic, here users are not discovering apps or games after searching for specific keywords, but by navigating or browsing throughout the stores. With 1.5 billion devices connected to the App Store and Google Play, browse and explore traffic can drive a lot of additional downloads to any app or game. In this video, we'll introduce you to the 4 different store placements that can impact your app's browse and explore traffic. First up are the top charts. A few years ago, the best or maybe only way to discover new apps or games was by browsing the top charts. Today, on Google Play, you can find the top charts at the top of the screen. On the App Store, they're much more hidden. iOS users can only find the top charts by scrolling all the way to the bottom of the Apps or Games tab, choosing their category of interest, and then scrolling to the bottom again to see the top free or paid apps. An app or game's position in the top charts mostly depends on download velocity. The more downloads an app has recently gained, the higher it will rank in the top charts. For example, recently, Elon Musk tweeted about a new app he discovered called Zero Fasting. Naturally, on the same day, the app's downloads skyrocketed. Because of this influx in downloads, the app quickly rose to the 2nd position in the health and fitness category. Because top chart rankings are very hard to manipulate and are no longer that visible, especially on the App Store, reaching the top of your category shouldn't be a North Star metric that defines your ASO strategy. Nevertheless, your category does tell the stores about the nature of your app and might impact where your app shows in browse results. Therefore, we recommend that you choose your category carefully. The main rule of thumb to keep in mind is to choose the category that best describes your app's functionalities or gameplay. More than the top charts, what will drive traffic and downloads to your app is getting featured. Getting your app featured is like hitting the jackpot. If Apple or Google feature your app, your traffic and downloads can skyrocket. There are different places and ways to get your app featured. The Today tab, for example, is the first page that people see when they open the App Store. The Today tab showcases different stories created by Apple editors around the world and features exclusive premieres, apps of the day, games of the day, collections, and more. Google, on the other hand, showcases a lot of curated collections that group apps and games in different places throughout the store. When a user opens the Play Store, they immediately land on the For You tab in the Game section. Here, Google groups games into different collections. Apps and games are grouped based on personal recommendations, but Google also features collections by theme. Lower on the page, you'll also find new and updated collections or an editor's choice collection. A category tab also exists on the Play Store, where Google features various apps and games in each category. We'll explain how you can optimize your app or game to increase your chances of getting featured. Next up is similar apps. At the bottom of most app pages, you'll find a section called You Might Also Like on the App Store or Similar Apps on Google Play. Suggested by the app stores themselves, these are often closely related apps that might appeal to users browsing through a particular app listing. It's very difficult to influence your appearance in these collections, but on the App Store, we have seen that Apple tends to use this placement to promote lesser-known apps instead of big-name brands. Finally, Apple search suggestions are an additional source of browse traffic. Apple features search suggestions in their Search tab, giving a lot of visibility to a handful of apps and games. Today, we don't know much about how Apple decides which apps to show here, but it is yet another way for users to browse the stores and discover new apps. So, that was a brief introduction to the different ways by which store visitors can find your app on both the App Store and Google Play through browse.